Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a walkthrough video for my new client intake form. Now I'm making this walkthrough video because this form template is different from how I normally create templates for sales. So let me show you what I mean. My typical client intake form would be created in Canva, and here is what it would look like. So this is a typical template in Canva, nothing really new here. And what the user would do would be to make the changes that they need and then export this as a PDF. Here is what it looks like exported as a PDF. You would then send this to your clients. They would receive this PDF and fill it out and send it back to you. Now, this has some challenges because as you can see, this form is not fillable. And if you want to make this fillable, there's an additional step that you have to take, which is to import this into another program like Adobe. There's some free programs out there that you can use, and this will allow you to make it fillable. And then you send it to your client and they can type in their information and send it back to you. All right, so I had to show you that just to give you a little bit of perspective because this works differently. Here's what you're going to receive when you make a purchase. First, you're going to get the PDF form. All right, I'll open that up so you see what it looks like in a second. And this is the static PDF form that if you wanted to use it right now without making any changes, any edits, you want to print it out and have someone fill it out manually, this is what you would use. The next is a quick start guide, and I'll open that up in a second. And the third is going to be your actual template. So we'll start with the PDF form. All right, so here's what the PDF form looks like. As you can see, it's pretty static. You can't make any edits to this form. It's something that you can use if you need to use something really quickly right away. The second PDF is the quick start guide, and it is essentially what I'm going to be covering in this walkthrough video. So you can see the different steps that you need to go through in order to get your client intake form ready. All right, so here is the actual template, and it works in any browser, Safari, Chrome, Edge. It should open up without any problem. To open it up, you can right click and go to open with and choose whatever your default browser is, or just double click and it will automatically open up using your default browser. So if I double click right now, it opens up in Chrome, which is my default browser. And here is what it looks like when we open it up. We have our setup guide. You can close this because if you need to refer to it again, you can just go through here and it opens it up again for you. So now to make our edit, we're going to click on edit mode. All right, so we are in the edit mode, and you can see right here it says edit mode active. This is the area that you're going to use to customize it for your business. So things like adding your logo, your business name, phone number, things like that. So go ahead and do that. And then you can select the color theme. Down here are different color themes. So the default is this blush color, but you can change it to whatever you want. This is a print-friendly color theme. And if you want to add something specific to your business color, go ahead and use this custom color option right here. If we scroll down, you can see that the form is a little bit more customized, right? Our logo is here, our business name is here. It still says client intake form. So if you want to rename this to something else, so let's say salon client, so you can do that by just typing in whatever you want here, and you can delete this if that doesn't work for you. So just rename this header, whatever works for you. If you want to edit the content in this area, you can do so as well. So you can delete and make whatever changes you want. The form is divided into sections, as you can see here: client details, appointment request, services, etc. If you want to add a new section, click on add section, and it adds a new section. Right here it says custom section, but you can go ahead and rename this, and you can add additional fields in this section. So it has a new question field, which you can rename and add whatever question you want. If you want to add additional questions, click on add field, and it adds another question area for you as well. If you don't want this, go ahead and remove it, and it deletes the entire session. That's how you add in your section. If you want to edit existing section, you can edit the name of the section, and you can remove things you don't need. So if you don't want to collect how did you hear about us, just exit and it goes away. You can add new fields, short text, date, yes or no. You can do the same in every single section. You can remove the fields you don't want and add new fields. You can add more checkboxes like so, or you can add other. Same thing with the policies and consent area. You can add more consent options. All right, so we're just clicking this box and you can go in here, right, and type in whatever you need to type in here. Okay, so you made all the changes. Everything looks good to your liking. Scroll all the way back up. Now you're going to go to this spot that says download client ready template. All right, so download client ready template. This is important because this template that you have is not what you're going to send to your clients. This is your own template. This is what you can reuse, all right, for different client intake forms. So if you want to create different versions of client intake forms, you can use this multiple times. As you can see, you change the name, you change the form fields, you change the sections, and you have a new template. Once you're done with this, you can click on download clients ready template. What you download here is what you're going to send to your clients. So we're going to click on download clients ready template. It renames it. So you can see DBD Digital Studio. That's the name that I put here for my business name. So we're going to go ahead and download it to our computer. Here is what we just downloaded. All right, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in my download folder. There is what it looks like. It is another HTML file, okay? The original form is an HTML file, but the copy is also another HTML file. This is what your client is going to receive. So let's take a look at it and I'll show you how you can deliver it to your clients. So here is what it looks like. You can see this is exactly what we customized from the original template. All right, once your client receives this, they can type in their name, right? Select the dates, type in all of their information. So add their phone number, email address, all of the different fields in this template. Down here, check in what they need to check. Every single field is 100% active, unlike a static PDF. And then down here, they can actually sign it as well. So you can use your mouse. As you can see, I'm gonna attempt to sign my name here and type in my name and the dates. And then this is key. Once they're down here, they have to download as a PDF and then send it back to you. There is no submit button here. So they have to download the PDF and then that's what they send to you. All right, so when you click download PDF, it's gonna come up like this and it's gonna save it as a PDF automatically on their computer. Click save. All right, I'm gonna save it right here. Let's go back to our folder. Here's the form we just added. It says client intake form PDF. All right, and here is what it looks like. It creates a static PDF from that HTML file you sent them. It has your information, it has the services they're interested in, and down here it has the signature and the date. The other thing too that I did not mention is that they don't have to sign this on their computer. If you want them to fill it out and then physically sign it when they come to receive your services, depending on the local laws that guide where you live, maybe electronic signatures might not be acceptable. So just tell them not to sign it and they can sign it on paper once they're in your establishment to receive the service. So now let's talk about delivery, because I think this is the most important part and you want to make this as simple as possible. What I recommend is hosting this HTML form somewhere that would give you a link that you can send to your clients, right? You can send them this HTML form, but just depending on the person, they might not be familiar with this type of file or may have some issues opening it up on their phone. Just to make it easier for them, I recommend hosting this form. There are two ways that I recommend doing it. Of course, if you have a website and you have someone that helps you with your website, they might be able to actually incorporate this into your website. But let's just assume you don't have a website. I'm going to show you two ways and they're both free. And one of them involves using Canva. The other one involves using a more technical hosting site, but it's super easy. Let's go over Canva first. All right, so you're going to go to your Canva account. You don't need a paid Canva account. Click on upload file. Here are the files that we have related to this template. You want to upload the client intake form, this one right here. All right, you can see it ends with HTML, this HTML, not this HTML, this one. So we're going to click that and click upload. All right, so it's going to take a few seconds, but once it's done, you can open the file and it opens up in your Canva account right here. So you can see it looks exactly the same. Everything should still work. You don't have to do anything here. You don't have to edit. You don't have to touch anything. Remember, if you need to edit, you're going to go back to the original file and make your edits there. All you're using Canva for in this context is a host. They're going to hold this form for you and they're going to create a link that you can send to your clients. You can place that link in your social media, on your website. You can text it to them. You can email it to them. Once they have that link, they can fill out the form. So now that you're here, all you do is publish websites. Remember, you don't edit anything here. You don't touch anything. Just go up here and click publish website. Once you're here, it's going to give you your site URL. So it automatically pulls the name of the file. So you can see DBD Digital Studio Client Ready Intake Form. If you want to change it to something else, you can do so. So I'm just going to delete that and say Client Intake Form. All right. So click done. And then down here, click publish. It's going to take a few seconds. So just keep an eye on this area right here that says preparing your design. Once it's done, it'll give you the URL and then we'll test it out to make sure it works. All right, so it says your website is now live. Click on that and here is what that looks like. I'm going to open up my browser so you can actually see the URL in my browser address field. All right, so here is my browser, right? You can see right here, this is the URL from Canva. So if we go back to Canva right here, when we click here, it opens this URL up right here. And this is what you're going to send to your client. So if we're to copy this and send it to our client, it will open up like this on their browser. It doesn't matter if they're using their phone, a tablet, or their computer. It should open up like this. They can go here, type their name, select the dates, add their information, select what they need to select, agree to your policies, sign it or leave it blank depending on what you want them to do, and download PDF. They can download it from here or up here, save it to their device, and then send the finished product to you. All right, so it looks like a lot of steps, but once you do it one time, it's done. The next time you have the link already, you send that same link over and over again. And remember, you have the original HTML file that you can repurpose and reuse it if you need to create another intake form. Now I'm going to show you the second way to host your HTML file for free. We're going to go to netlify.com. Now, I'll leave all the links in the description box so it's easier for you to access. So right in our browser, netlify.com/drop, it says drag and drop your single HTML file to deploy, meaning it's going to take our file, create a URL, just like what Canva did, and we're going to share that URL with our clients. Click on Browse Files. It automatically blocks these three because these are PDF files. This is the original. This is your owner's copy. You don't want to upload this. Click on this one. All right. This is the one that we have edited. So we're going to make sure we select this. Click Open. Now it's going to tell you it wants to rename it to index.html, which is fine. So rename and deploy. Now it says uploading. Don't refresh. So we're just going to give it a few minutes. Here's the link right here. So if I click on this link, it takes me to that form. So this is the link that you're going to be able to share with your clients, just like the link that Canva gives you. The one caveat with Netlify Drop is that it's going to give you a link here, but this link is temporary. But that's okay if you want to test it out to see if you want to use this versus Canva. If you decide you want to use Netlify, you can open a free account and you should be able to create the link and it will save the link in your account. It gives you a generic name, which you can rename if you have an account with them. The form works the exact same way. All right, down here, download and save this to their device. To end this video, I'm going to do a quick recap. So we're back here in the original file. The first thing you want to do is turn on edit mode right here. Add your branding, so your logo, your business details, select the color theme. The next thing is you customize the form, meaning that you change the sections, change the form fields, download your client ready template. This is the one that you're going to host in Canva or in Netlify. And that's step number 5. Once you have that link, your client should be able to access the client intake form, download as a PDF and send it to you. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you have other ideas on what other type of templates that I can make using this new system, let me know in the comment section as well. I'm in the process of creating more forms for small businesses that I had in Canva, but using this new system just because of some of the advantages. So let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section below. All of the links that I talked about will be in the description box or in the pinned comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.